Talked to the power company, and we finally, after about 3 or 4 different discussions, we finally come to something that we both seem to be happy with, and have set pretty much a price on what that's going to be. What we're going to do is we're going to run power underground all the way from the road up there up to this post that I'm going to dig, and then also we're going to run power to that stake over there that's going to be a post. Now, one of the things I'm going to have to decide if I want to put in 2 posts and kind of make more of a pedestal, or try to put everything on 1 post. I'm thinking maybe for this one, because it's only running to the house behind it right there that you see the foundation, I may just put a single post. But for that one, since we're going to have the power run to both houses, I'm kind of wondering if that might be a little too much for 1 post, you know, too many, because I'm going to have 1 inlet and 2 outlets, and so I don't know how that's going to work very well. And so I may put a pedestal over there and only put 1 post there. So I'm going to start digging this, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, here now, this hole has been dug. It's about 30 inches in the ground. It needs to be at least a minimum of 2 feet, which is 24 inches. So we're about 6 inches below that, so that's great. So this one's about ready to be set up. And then on what we call the main house and the guest house, the wire from the service from the power company will come in, and we'll have 2 poles up here, like a little pedestal here with a board between them. And I'll have a 4x4 in this hole and a 4x4 in this hole, and we'll feed from the power company, come up this one into a meter base, which will then go over to a switch, which then we'll have 2 wires to come down, one that will feed this house, and the other one that will come down around this house, and then we'll feed this other house over here. Okay, I'm continuing my project with trying to get power to the guest house back there. I went and bought 105 feet of 4/0, 4/0, 4/0, 2/0 wire, which should be enough to get us from here at this pole all the way around into the house to where I want it to be. I could have mounted it right inside the house. It would have saved about 30 feet of cable. But on the other hand, that is such a small house that every square inch or square foot needs to be looked at and analyzed, and try to figure out what's the best way of using it. And then right inside the house, right there next to the door, not this door, but the door on this other side over here, isn't a really good place. So I've got a place I want to put it. It's going to add about 27 more feet of cable, but I think it's going to be a much better solution in the long run. Now, some of this I've already done. I haven't recorded it. Like, I've put in these ground rods, one here and then one back over here somewhere, and they're over 6 foot apart, which is the minimum that the National Electric Code requires. And I went ahead and bought 4 gauge wire to put down between those, even though I could have gotten something less. I decided to go ahead and just spend a little bit more money and do it once and be done with it. But I've knocked out the little holes here, like you see down here. Knocked those out, got this in here, got it ready to be able to feed the wire through. And so I'll work on trying to size the wire for that, and then I'll use this hose here that is supposed to be used for this kind of stuff to help keep it out of the weather. So hopefully that'll keep the power company happy. It'll come out here and there'll be a small loop here. I'll try to make it as small as possible. And so that's going to be a little bit unsightly, but I don't know what else to do. I could have tried to come through the bottom, but still I'm going to have to go this way. Could have tried to come up this way, but there wasn't a hole big enough. So this is just going to have to work, and you know, so that's what we're gonna go with. I've gotten word from Alabama Power that we've met at least their minimum requirements for the power meter and the base and stuff here. So they seem to be okay with what I have here and what we have here. Of course, as you can look back that way, you can tell that the power has been put in. So I'm a very happy camper.